Now, this is going to be a tricky thing this time because I just had to turn off the other video. I had to kind of reach over, and because I was doing the washing up, I was like, kind of had to reach over and do turning off that bit from the oatmeal raisins recipe, and I have no idea how to cut that little bit out. Doesn't matter, you've seen me turn these things off so many times, whatever. But what I now see is that I can just turn it off without having to hit the pause button, because I had it paused, so it's a learning curve. Anyway, I've now got the oatmeal raisin dough chilling in the fridge, and this is the chocolate chip oatmeal from last night, and I'm going to have to be very careful when I put them together with my Video Cook app to make certain that I don't get the wrong cakes with the wrong bits, because I'm organising doing 3 different kind at the same time, and oatmeal scotchies are next because I can do them better. So this had been chilled overnight, and when it came out it was quite hard, so it's been sitting for a few minutes, and I am now going to get it put together in balls and put on the paper, and the oven has been heating up during this time, and with them being so chilled, with the dough being this cold, it's so much easier to put them together into little balls, which I'll do 6 of to a pan, because the recipe says to put them 2 inches apart, and I really don't want to get out my little gauger and see what 2 inches is. My little gauger would tell me, but I don't want to bother. So I just put them about 3 fingers apart and call that job done. And it seems to work. And these chips are particularly large. I don't know if you can see, but these chips are, they're the same brand of chips, chocolate chips, but they're the milk chocolate instead of the semi-sweet, and for some reason they're much larger. I don't know if that's because milk chocolate isn't as sturdy. I don't know, I have no idea. But what I do know is these are going to have a lot of chocolate in. A lot of chocolate. I might be making a little too big. Just a little. I don't want them to grow too much and get too big, because they would just go flat and be all over each other. So I'll take this one. I think this one is a bit big, so I'll just take a little bit off of it and make it a bit smaller so that they don't run together. I think this one is the same, it's just a little bit too big. So I don't know how well it's going to be splattered out as far as the chips and the dough. But anyway, now all of that is done, so I will begin the process of baking them, keeping them in the oven, and making sure that they stay firm and chilled so that they don't spread out too much in the oven. And I'll show you when it's done. Screen isn't working right for some reason. Anyway, right, here's the first batch of these biscuits done, and as you can see, They're nice and thick and well shaped, and that is because of chilling the dough. And I also, now this particular batch was still quite stiff and cold when I was done, so I just put it directly into the oven. But the other ones are getting a quick freeze, and that is what prevents the cookie dough from spreading out flat, and then you not only get a very flat cake, you get, it's almost like, you know how when you fry eggs and you get this long piece at the edge that's quite thin and extra crispy and brown? That's what happens with the cakes if you don't have them chilled enough when you put them in the oven. And so having learned that, I've had to throw away a couple of batches. The batch of Scotchies, the first one that I made, looked like a bunch of badly fried eggs. Binned it, because just because I'm giving it the things to you guys, to my friends, that doesn't mean that I'm going to take an oh well they'll eat it attitude. If I can't give you my best, then I'm not going to bother. So I'm quite pleased with this recipe. The chips did not burn, but the biscuits are well cooked, so I'm quite pleased with the way these have turned out. The raisin dough is in the fridge chilling, and whilst it's chilling I'm going to finish up this and then come back to you with making the oatmeal Scotchies. And I've been cleaning the kitchen from this batch of baking because I like to keep things clean and tidy. One of the things that I love about this kitchen is all of the shiny black surfaces, because they look so clean, and I just love that. Anyway, I'm digressing. I'll be back.